Hi everyone, today I want to talk to you about Midwest Badger Concrete. I had a bad experience with them last year. I meant to make this video a long time ago, but I never had the time until today. I was supposed to have work done with them on July 6th, 2017. I took the day off of work to make sure I could be here when they were working. After several hours of waiting, the guy finally showed up just by himself, no crew, and was telling me, oh man, it's too hot today for us to work, so we're gonna have to do this a different day. The temperature that day was going to be 89 degrees, with the humidity, the heat index was 92, which is of course a typical July day in the Midwest. If you're not working in that type of weather, you're pretty much not working for the summer. On the 7th, he texted me saying that he was in too much pain and couldn't work. Then on Monday the 10th, he canceled because it was supposed to rain that day. My wife took the day off on the 11th, and they began doing the work. Later on in the day, I asked my wife to get some pictures. He actually took the pictures on his phone and texted them to me. On the steps, it looks like they did some sort of patchwork on the corners. It's really discolored on the corners. It's very prominent and looks pretty bad when it's wet. It's got like a whitish orange color on the more grayish steps. The sidewalk is the part that I'm most disappointed with. When I hired him, I asked him to make sure that the sidewalk looked pretty similar to the sidewalk going up to our front porch. Instead, I was getting pictures of the forms before they poured, and I noticed a really awkward curve. He texted me the pictures. I contacted him and told him to fix that curve, which he said he would do. And he sent some other pictures later making it kind of look like the curve was fixed, but it was just the angle of the picture. I really couldn't tell. Then I also found out that the gate wouldn't close. I left work early and started heading this way to see if I could get things corrected. When I arrived here, the concrete was already poured. There wasn't too much that could be done at this point. It was actually already starting to dry. We argued a while about the gate not being able to close. He ended up agreeing on paying for the gate to be adjusted, which cost $300 from Reeves Fencing. So that's the only thing I got credited back from him. I said how bad the sidewalk looked, and the only thing he offered me was cutting the concrete to make a nicer curve, which I didn't want done because I know cut concrete's going to look worse than the pour job. I tried not paying him. He rose hell saying that his guys needed paid. They worked their ass off in the super hot weather that day, which was actually cooler than the previous day. Craftsmanship just really is not good. The sidewalk looks really bad. The line in the curve is awkward. The curve itself has almost a weird point to it. The inside of the sidewalk has on the curve has like a straight line. It's almost like these were a bunch of amateurs doing this for the first time. They also left a pretty big mess on the street. A lot of it's cleared up, but you could still see some of it today. Midwest Badger, if you're watching this, I either want you to rip out the sidewalk and re-pour it, or give my money back. Otherwise, everybody's gonna see what type of awful work you guys do. This is not a professional job. I don't think there's any other company in the area that would do this type of work. There's photo evidence here. I'll let everybody else judge what type of work you do.